According to The Athletic, Rosie, Maple Leaf season ticket prices will be increasing as much as 20% next season. So it's going to get even quieter, I think, there.
I read that, man. That's tough to swallow. Like, I understand business, I understand shareholders, I understand the big boys who, when you can make money, you make money. But when it comes to something like this, it's tough to see from the other side. Like, I think they reference a teacher that's been in there who's just trying to hold on to his tickets for as long as he can. And I
Yeah.
mean, a 20% jack, it's just not feasible anymore. And it's one thing if it's like, oh, we can't go to as nice of a resort this summer or this winter in Mexico, but this is like a lot of people's lives, a lot of people's passion. It's like what they do, it's their thing. And these tickets have been in people's families for generations oftentimes, and you're doing everything you can to hold on to them. And you picture going with your kids and going with your grandkids and having something that's special, and then it gets taken away from you because they're like, yeah, we want more from it now, we want more. And you're sitting there trying to hold your tickets. And can you imagine the dickhead that comes up in your place to take them with his dress shirt about to burst at oh, I hope there's caviar under the platinum seat. Oh, it's just fucking like, come on, man. Pushing the real fan out is tough. I get business again, but it's kind of a shit story because that the people that have to give them up are the people that are holding on by a thread, who really care anyway and are paying a lot of their money that's hard earned, where we get taxed out the ass in this country. Everything is so expensive nowadays. Inflation is through the roof. And the guy that has to give up his tickets is the guy that really cares and is holding on for dear life. And now it's basically impossible, which that's a bit of a piss off.
And it's kind of interesting to me. So I've been to a couple games this season. You know me, I don't really frequent as a fan. Like, I have a media pass. I've been a bunch of times, but I've been a couple times as a fan. The thing that gets me, that puts it over the top, is you show up and who knows if you pay for that ticket. If you do, you're already up against it. But then you get there. Let's say you want to pop, easy $20, at least $20. You want some food. It just becomes a ridiculous night in a hurry where you're not even thinking about what you spent on those tickets. Like, there has to be a way, a medium, maybe a couple games where people donate tickets. We have like the kids' night sometimes. Like, there has to be a way to get the real fans, quote unquote, into the building, because it's just going to get sickening and worse and worse. Like, it's a weird feel when we love this team so much and you really can't even get to the game unless you know somebody. Like, I won't lie, I don't know what it's been recently. A lot of people have reached out to me to ask if I can get tickets, and I say, no, leave me alone. It's just par for the course, I guess, when you're in media. But more specifically to lately, like the last 2 months, like I would say 5 to 10 people have reached out. And I think it just shows you the desperation. People can't afford these tickets, man.
I know it is what it is. It's not like it's 100,000 person stadium where there's all kinds of sections, and if you want to go to the game, you're probably going to the game. And there's some nosebleeds that are cheap. It's like every ticket in that city. There's only one Toronto Maple Leafs. We know what their following is, and there's only so many seats. So again, the business side of it, they want to make as much money as possible, but it's kind of a tough look this day and age where, like I said, a teacher has had tickets for a long time and just simply can no longer afford them. I mean, groceries are out of control. You mentioned just everything is out of control. The inflation in this country is out of control, and the cost of living is out of control, and the taxes are out of control. And you try to justify holding on to the one thing in your life that is like your thing that you love, that maybe your granddad got these tickets and they've been passed down, and now you freaking can't because they juice it at 20% more. And you're like, I can't, I have to eat, man. And that's the end of that. And now you don't have it anymore. Kind of sickening. But the world we live in, dude, it's frustrating. Thanks for starting me off on the wrong foot this morning.
It brings back memories of my childhood. And I've mentioned time and time again, I love the Toronto Maple Leafs, but it was such a luxury to get to a game. Like, I remember ticket prices back in the day being exorbitant. They've just gotten worse. Like, I can't remember a time where I forked up money. I went to Ticketmaster and I bought tickets to a Leafs game. In fact, it's never happened. I've gone to other cities to watch the Leafs. I've been to a plethora of others, Buffalo specifically, even Montreal, even Ottawa. But I can't remember a time where I went to Ticketmaster and I bought tickets to watch the Leafs play in their home barn, which is kind of ridiculous when you think about it. And again, there has to be a way to get a turn in crowd or to get different people at select times in that building. There has to be, like, I understand the bottom line and the bottom dollar is earning and making money, but I think we're really restricting ourselves to who gets in that building, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know. If you have so many X amount of season ticket holders, they want to have access to their tickets for every game. The only thing I can
Yeah.
see is to have like packages where X amount of games, and then what games are those? Like who's going to watch the Columbus Blue Jackets and who's going to watch Montreal come to town? Obviously, a huge difference. I don't know what the answer is. I'm no expert in that, but there's no doubt that people would love to go more than anything else, and most people can't just physically and logistically can't
Yeah.
go. Hence why you see, man, I'm noticing maybe it correlates with the price of tickets, but I'm noticing more than I ever have watching on TV when they're on the road in towns that aren't even like Phoenix, where it's like, oh, there's a million snowbirds there. Oh, Florida,
Yeah.
it makes sense. But like random cities like Pittsburgh, where it's a louder "Go Leafs, Go" chant, and it's a louder. Seems like the home team scored when the Leafs score. It's crazy, but people are willing to travel, and it probably makes sense logistically to go to different cities and make a little tour out of it because ticket prices in Toronto are just not feasible.
That's exactly it. It puts so much perspective on how insane the prices are here, where it makes more legitimate sense to drive to Pittsburgh, buy tickets, buy a hotel than it is to just go watch one singular game, get some food, and drink some beer at the game. We got to figure this out, man. We really do. We got to have more passion, more pride in that building. Make sure to check out more of our content right here on the Leafs Nation YouTube page. We got long form interviews, we got clips, we got epic rants by Jay Rosehill. We simply have it all. And don't forget, you can find out much more at theleafsnation.com. Thanks so much for watching.